Texans with a golden opportunity for the Houston Texans. Are they up for it? Specifically, is the offense up for it? We know what to expect from the defense, but can the offense do their part? It is SNL, Landry Locker, Cody Stutes with you. We hope you'll join us this Friday, Halloween night, little Halloween happy hour and live show, SNL live at Spanky Sharpstown. We got more gift cards to give away, and we got more fun to be had. Shout out to everyone who's gone out there so far. It's been fun. We haven't met an unsatisfied customer who's not now a lifelong customer. Homemade dough, homemade sauces, all that. Meet us at Spanky's from 3 o'clock to whenever. Sharpstown location to talk some Texans and hang out.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. We're going to have some fun Halloween stuff for you. Landry mentioned some gift cards. It's going to be great.
Yeah, we got it. We got a nice stack of some gift cards. Holly looking out for us out there at Spanky. So let's talk about this Texans offense and whether or not they can get it done against the Broncos. We know that they'll not have to face Patrick Surtain. We'll get an idea tomorrow, perhaps, if Christian Kirk and or Nico Collins are going to be ready to go. I am still not very confident in this offense, even without Patrick Surtain. Color me skeptical when it comes to expecting much from this Texans offense, but I do think the defense could perhaps do their part and keep the Texans in this game, in which, by the way, they're only a 1-point favorite.
Yeah, my fear is really not so much about Stroud or Caley or the wide receivers or Woody Marks or which running back or anything like that. I'm just pretty worried about their ability to protect in this one. It just feels like this is a daunting pass rush with some of the best pass rushers in football this year. And if they don't protect well, things just start to chain reaction for them in the negative light and in a negative sense. So that's my biggest fear. I actually like what we've kind of seen from the offense and some of the spurts where it's looked really good getting the football to some of these playmakers at the wide receiver position, but they've got to protect C.J. Stroud to even give themselves a chance to get some of those plays and to keep Stroud from getting into that panicked mode that we saw in Seattle.
Yeah, and if you look at the stats, the Broncos, they're first in the league in sacks by 10. So they have 10 more sacks than anyone else. They have 36 sacks. They have the best third down defense, so they get off the field well. Now, you can say, well, Patrick Surtain's a big part of that for sure. They also have the best opposing quarterback rating. So this is a really good defense even without him. Now, I would assume, and if you look at Surtain's stats, he's not getting attacked very often. So when you're playing with half a field, it makes it a little bit easier. But 36 sacks is 36 sacks. And the second most behind that is 26 with the Rams. So I don't know like what the Texans can and won't do, but it's gonna be tough. The Texans right now, they allow opposing quarterbacks 58% completion percentage, which is second best in the league, but behind the Broncos, who are at 56.8. So it's going to be a tough contest no matter what. They are banged up, but it's not going to be easy. It would definitely be the best team that the Texans have beat this season, whether Surtain was or was not playing.
Yeah, it'd be the best defense that they've beaten, and it's a unique matchup without Surtain because you watch any Broncos game and it feels like everybody's going at poor Riley Moss there on the other side, one of the only white cornerbacks that you're going to see across the National Football League. I'll be very interested to see if there's an ability and an opportunity to go at the Surtain backup, go and, as you mentioned, have a full field to work with and not have to worry about, the reigning defensive player of the year cutting off half of it because he's so good. No, by the way, couple of sack leaders in the NFL, defensive player of the year candidate, Nick Bonito. Like those guys are going to be breathing down your neck in this one. So that's why these quarterbacks have had such tough times is there's no comfort in the pocket when you're going against the Denver Broncos. I mean, they got the Jalen Hurts 6 times, and Philly's got one of the better offensive lines in all of football. I know they've been banged up this year, but if they can do that to Philly's offensive line, you got to have a plan to attack them back so you're not just a sitting duck back there at the quarterback spot.
They're also one of the teams in front of you, Denver, and this is just kind of a side note. You have 8 teams in the AFC. Texans are sitting in 9th place in the AFC, despite their record. You have 8 teams in the AFC with a winning record. 4 of them have 3 losses. You have 4. And if you beat Denver, you'll have at least 5 teams with 3 losses. And then you got Jacksonville after that. They're one of the teams with 3. So it's a really big opportunity. It's a really tough game. We haven't even really gotten into Denver's offense and what exactly they're going to bring or not. That's kind of up and down. It'll be interesting to see the chess match between DeMeco Ryans and Sean Payton and what Bo Nix looks like. I think despite the fact that Denver has scored as much as they have, they've done it really. It's really kind of
it's Stroud-esque.
It's kind of
his last 5 quarters kind of feel like CJ against Tennessee and then Baltimore.
Exactly. So you had my exact thought. Like they were laying an egg against the Giants, and then they scored 30 plus. I think the Texans scored 24 or whatever against the Titans, and then they just carried it on against the Cowboys and that raggedy ass defense, much like the Texans did with the depleted Ravens. It's exactly right. It's a 5-quarter sample size, but it's also a YB sample size. Yeah, but sample size where you can kind of minimize it. They haven't done it against a defense like the Texans, I guess you could say, but it should be an interesting matchup. I feel like we say this every week and it's held up nicely, but I do think that Evan Ingram is someone to perhaps keep an eye on, depending on how he's feeling. We've seen him have moderate success against the Texans, and then they're also getting the running backs a little bit more involved. I think J.K. Dobbins is top 5 in the NFL in rushing. Last I checked, I think he was maybe 3rd, and Harvey had 2 touchdowns last game, so it seems like they're kind of getting him a little bit involved as well. And then they have, I don't want to say the most underrated receiving core in the league. I would say Indianapolis does, but they have a relatively underrated receiving core. I was a big Mims fan coming out of college. So they have a really, really good team. There have been but wins that the Texans have had. This would not be a but win whether Surtain plays or not.
Your point about Evan Ingram is really important. I think at least 4 catches in the past 4 games for the Broncos. So he's been a lot more involved as he's gotten, into this team and get comfortable. RJ Harvey got going 2 on the ground, 1 through the air for him. Ingram might be their only healthy tight end in this matchup, which is kind of interesting. They got some tight end injuries.
Can relate.
Yeah. Oh, hey, 1 tight end. That's it. Wow. Imagine that. It's like looking in a mirror. And then Mims, Sean Payton got grilled by the Denver media because he had Mims.
Did he tell them they were too negative?
No, he said it's a good question. He left Mims in to do a punt return, or maybe it was a kick return at the end of the game, and he got a concussion at the end of the game. So I don't think Mims is going to play because if you get concussed late in the game on Sunday, most of the time you're not available the following Sunday. So I think Mims might be out. And he's been one of those like, oh, they're not throwing it to Marvin Mims. The next thing you know, he's got 2 catches for 63 yards, and you're like, oh, that's what Marvin Mims does. So it is a very, very good team coming to town, and they're very interesting on offense because they've had that 5-quarter stretch, and then they've had some really disappointing stretches, and then they're obviously a really good defense too.
Yeah, and then Sean Payton's kind of getting cocky again. And it seemed like he kind of had to, when he first got there, he was kind of taking it on the chin. I know Russell Wilson and the Broncos came to town 2 years ago. Actually, it was kind of a close finish. That was the one where Jimmy Ward intercepted the ball in the end zone, I believe, and that was DeMeco's win. The history between DeMeco and Sean Payton is actually interesting. I went back and dug through the entire history. So they've met since DeMeco's playing career. They've met 7 times, 4 times as a player, 3 times as a coach, twice as a linebacker coach, and once as a head coach. He's 2-1 as a coach, and he's 2-2 as a player. The one win with the Texans was at NRG. He actually had 10 tackles in that one. It was his rookie season. He actually lost in the playoffs to Sean Payton in the wild card round when he was with Philly, when Chip Kelly was there, and he actually had an interception in that game. You know the craziest thing about this? I was digging up DeMeco's stats. So I think he had 8 interceptions in his career. I think 9 if you count playoffs. It might be 7, 8, but whatever it is, 6 of them came with the Eagles.
Damn.
Yeah, so like his six of his nine or five of his eight came with the Eagles in that short stint.
They must have just used him a totally different way.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a different type of defense or whatever. But yeah, if you look at the stats, it's actually kind of actually
five of his seven regular season.
So six of his eight, if you count the playoffs, interceptions came as an Eagle. That's just a random ass fact that I dug up when I was looking through the history of him and Peyton. But yeah, they have that. It'll be interesting because he's prepared. I think it's interesting because it's over the course of about 16, 17 years, and he's prepared for him as a player. He's prepared for him as a position coach, and he's prepared for him as a defensive coordinator. No, as a head coach. He never was the DC. So there's been different hats that he's worn in preparing for Sean Payton. And I think that's kind of an interesting experience and kind of an interesting dynamic between DeMeco and Sean Payton. Two guys who, by the way, during the hiring cycle were two of the more polarizing names. And by polarizing, I don't mean like, I don't think there was like a distaste for DeMeco. But those were two probably the two guys that people were probably most passionate about and had the biggest opinion about locally. And as we remember, Sean Payton basically shit on the Texans to Colin Cowherd after the interview, and it would have cost draft equity to get Sean Payton.
Yeah, and I think Denver's only two options were Sean Payton and DeMeco Ryans. I think they didn't really talk to very many people. They were content to either go with Sean Payton or to go with DeMeco Ryans if Sean Payton turned them down. And then obviously the Texans, they didn't have as nearly as wide a search as they had in the previous years, but they talked to Sean Payton and ended up with DeMeco Ryans.
That is a fact. Let's swarm to Z-Chat.
Swarm.
Chris Sloan says Colts are currently the best team in the NFL. He's shout out to Chris, man, for keeping in. We like when other fan bases come through. I don't disagree with you. I know that they haven't really beaten anybody. They did beat Denver, though. Some people would say it was a little suspect, but there were early on. Denver was getting some calls too. I watched that whole game. Look, I think it's going to get more difficult for the Colts, but I think the way that they are laid out, especially on offense, I think they're going to be a problem for anybody. Like, it's a unique matchup. Now, is Daniel Jones does he elevate your ceiling that much? I think the jury's out on that. The defense, is it really that good? We'll see what happens when they start playing good teams. But yeah, the Colts are really good. And when you're 8 games into the season, no matter who the F you're playing, if you're in the same company, I think it's 3.46 points per possession was the stat I saw on ESPN. You're right behind the 07 Patriots and right in front of the greatest show on turf. Yeah, I would say it's a pretty good start for the Colts.
Yeah, I think the best team is in Kansas City, but the best record in the AFC and with a wide margin for error is definitely the Colts.
Yeah, I think we can sense this Kansas City and which way this is going. Like, this offense is about to get going like crazy, and it kind of already is. And God, Rashee Rice, I cannot believe he's just coming in there and mashing like this. I knew he was good. I didn't know it was going to be like this. I mean, Kansas City has gotten what they lacked for a while, and it's been over the course of the last year. They got speed. Speed.
And they got lots of it too. It's not just one guy. Like, they got guys to back up guys when they're not available or they get taken out and stuff like that. So it's, man, they're nasty in Kansas City.
Gibby asks, who we trading for though?
I still advocate for another starting caliber tight end. If you can go out there and find one on the market.
I still am a Breece Hall guy, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But that would be my guy. Although Joe Mixon was in the building walking the other day.
Are the Jets going to be dumb and we won, so we want to keep this thing going, and they're not going to listen to trade requests?
I don't know. Yeah,
I could see, because Aaron Glenn's the shot caller there. You know, they've talked about how the GM's his sidekick. So I could definitely see Aaron Glenn being like, well, we're on a roll. We won. We want to put wins on the board, so we can't trade our running back.
Chris Sloan says Lamar is back. Now Texans, Chiefs, and Ravens fighting to get in the playoffs. You can't afford losses. Yeah, an under-the-radar good thing to happen to the Texans this week was the Bengals kind of pissing the bed in the previously mentioned Jets game. I mean, you want to push them back as much as you can. They had some life. Quite frankly, they had a lot of life in the division. If you look at if they'd have won that game with Pittsburgh, that division is an absolute dumpster fire right now. There's no one really playing great. So yeah, I mean the Chiefs. I don't even look at the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are gonna soar up a little bit for the Texans. But yeah, the Ravens you got to keep an eye on. And they're basically fighting with a bunch of teams that we expected them to be fighting with.
Both Broncos matchups still on the schedule for the Chiefs. So the chances that they flip who leads the AFC West is, I would think, pretty high. I believe in the Chiefs more than the Broncos. So that's where, this Denver matchup, you've already got the tiebreaker over Baltimore. You end up with the same record as them, you're in, they're out. That's why Denver is so important. That's why Buffalo could be so important with how good the Patriots have started and them leading that division. So you've got the chance to win a bunch of these tiebreakers and make sure that a tiebreaker doesn't keep you out, or a result from earlier in the season doesn't keep you out if you have the same record at the end of the year.
Felix says, thanks for the great content. Greetings from Germany. Shout out to Germany.
Felix.
Worldwide, baby. Shout out to Germany.
Thanks for watching. It's got to be what? Middle of the day over there, right?
You a German beer guy?
Yeah.
It's a good mix. Yeah, it's a good mix for sure.
You got it. We don't have as much good weather for German beer. Like when it gets nice and cool, then you love a German beer.
I have a feeling a low-scoring game in Slugfest. A lot of people feel that too.
I could certainly see that. I mean, the Texans' defense playing at a really high level could frustrate Bo Nix. Might be tough for them to put points on the board. And same for the Texans with the Denver defense.
I've heard multiple people say what TF Texans has said. He said, watching the success of the Colts and wondering when we will see Hannah McNair on the sidelines with a clipboard. She ain't an Irsay, though. Like the Irsay young lady, she came up in the game when it comes to football. She's been around football her whole life. She didn't inherit football. If the second that Hannah McNair is on the sidelines with a clipboard is the second that you should probably anticipate some very dark days ahead for the Texans. If we're being completely honest, that would be a low point.
Carly Irsay Gordon is her name. And I guess it was either Grover Stewart or DeForest Buckner showed up with a cartoon of her with the headset on his shirt the other day. Like, they love it. And like, she's getting a ton of praise for it. And while it's working, sure. I mean, she's like, oh, I got to know why this.
She's just hearing it. I don't think she's probably grilling them during the game.
No, she has the headset. She can hear everything. And then she takes notes.
Moondog says, appreciate y'all asking the questions they don't want to answer. Y'all are saving the organization from themselves. Don't know if I agree with that, but thank you. Keep bringing the praise and criticism. I'm a 15-year STM from Louisiana. Shout out to you, my friend. See you at Spanky's one day. Yes, and we want to see you at Spanky's this Friday. If you didn't hear, Spanky's this week, Halloween happy hour, feast. Let's go. See you there. But shout out to you. Yeah, I don't think we're saving anyone from anything. I wouldn't say all that.
Well, I'm not going to take no credit.
Speaking of credit, how about debit? Shout out to TDECU and the greatness that is that Texans debit card. My gosh, it looks nice. A lot of people partaking in the TDECU debit card. If you want to do so, go to tdcu.org/Texans. You get 15% off Texans gear with the debit card. And that's not all the perks. Like, you go there, you look at everything. You're a TDECU customer. You're rolling nice in many, many ways. You can go to tdcu.org/Texans to get that debit card. Membership required, insured by NCUA.
Yeah, they got so many different perks for their members. Your credit union is not just a slogan. They mean it. 15 greater Houston area locations. You just have to be a resident in the state of Texas to be a member at TDECU. You can even set up an appointment to go get your stuff opened up. You want to go open your account, you want to go get started, you go right on the website, schedule an appointment. They'll be ready for you. They'll be excited to see you roll into one of those locations, or you can get it started right there online, tdcu.org/Texans. The perks are never ending with our friends at TDECU.
There's no doubt about it. Shout out to them. Also, shout out to Jaylen Noel. I said this, I asked him about this. You're about to hear it. I'm going to ask CJ about it tomorrow. CJ himself said it, sometimes it takes time to get chemistry with receivers and trying to get on the same page. I think I've said this, and I would love to be corrected on this. And I think we got a nerdy enough group of people, and I do mean you people, to where they can correct me if I'm wrong and play these types of games. But I think the 3 best throws that CJ Stroud has made this year have been to Jaylin Noel. Like, I really think that the end of the half against the Seahawks that led to 3 points, the throw that got them inside the 10 in that same Seahawks game and gave them like a puncher's chance to try to score, that was an absolute dart. And then that 44-yard dart right there on the sidelines against the 49ers. I think those have been his best throws. And they've been deep ones too. And this team has lacked speed for a long time. Jaylen Noel gives them speed. And him and CJ Stroud appear to be on the same page when it comes to the deep ball. I asked Jaylen Noel about that. This is what the Texans rookie wide receiver, who hopefully he keeps playing and he doesn't lose playing time to Christian Kirk. But we'll get to that in a second. But here's what Jaylen Noel had to say.
Are you seeing things out there a little bit easier, a little bit better now that you're getting a little bit more and more on the field?
Yeah. Just getting the reps in, banking those reps, and just using them as learning experiences has helped me a lot. Just gain confidence and be able to play fast.
Can this help the receiving core and also CJ, because this was a game without Nico, he had the production, and now he can look to lots of targets and get Nico back incorporated when he's cleared?
Yeah, like you said, with Nico coming back, it just gives the whole room even more confidence that you got guys across the room that can make plays, and also makes it easier for Nico. Obviously, he's going to get a lot of the attention, so hopefully we can get that attention off of him, and so he can get his one-on-one matchups as well.
It feels like you and CJ have pretty decent chemistry on the deep ball. Was that just natural? A lot of times that doesn't happen as quick as it has, especially with the limited opportunities. What makes y'all have such what appears to be good chemistry on the deep ball?
I think the hardest part is CJ's part, him actually putting the ball out there. He puts the ball in the perfect spot, so it's really kudos to him being able to do what he does. It's just on me to be in the right spot at the right time, and like I said, he does the hard part in getting the ball there, so he's been really impressive in that way.
You and Higgins seem pretty confident for rookies. What gives y'all, do y'all feed off of each other? Is it just y'all's natural personalities? What is that?
Yeah, I feel like we're competitive guys, so we want to be competing with the best and play at that level every Sunday or whenever we are playing. So just our competitive edge and just our ability to push each other and hold each other accountable goes a long way in our success.
Is there a moment in the huddle or in the game where you were like, okay, CJ's pretty locked in today, like he's dialed in, he's putting it where he wants? Was there a moment in the game where you're like, okay, this could be one of those days for him?
Really, right off the jump, you get the first drive, you get some third down conversions, and you just see that confidence growing. He's always confident, but you know, getting those completions, getting those third down conversions, and getting a long drive to start the game is a confidence builder, and you can see it growing. And throughout the game, he did a great job.
All right, there you go, Jaylen Noel.
I do love how he sneakily explained that it's easy for me to get deep. It's the hard part's getting the ball from CJ.
Yeah, there were some confident mofos, those Iowa State guys. They look so young, and they look like they should probably be like so nervous, and they're just like, Jaden Higgins looks like he's like 12, and he's like, I'm always making plays, man.
Greg Bailey's asked him some version of, why are you like, when are you the most guy? He's like, I'm always confident.
Yeah, they both have a lot of confidence. I'll be honest with you though, and I don't want to like, I know we've finally gotten what we've been asking for, but watch this. I don't know if I trust Nick Caley at this point to keep this going. Like what we're seeing from these rookies, these contributions, it's with Nico Collins and Christian Kirk coming back. Like I don't trust him to be able to maximize multiple bodies and continue to do what the Texans have been able to do. And that's my concern. It is an opportunity for Nick Caley. And a lot of times when you're talking about a young OC, as frustrating as it can be, it's about how he responds. Like I think the Jags game too, like that's going to be the first time he sees an opponent for the second time as an OC. So I think that will be a big test, like one of the tests that we want to see. But, you know, you're basically getting an opportunity that you failed on last Monday, and I don't know if I trust him to allow these guys to keep producing when you get what we thought was going to be your number 1 and number 2 receivers at the start of the season. I still have trust issues with Nick.
I'm not as worried this week because a hamstring, it feels to me like that's a multi-week thing. And I don't know that Christian Kirk's back this week. We'll find out more tomorrow at practice. But if Nico's back, I'm almost excited if it's just Nico returning. Because it's like, hey, look at what all they did without him. And then it's like, now they got to account for Nico Collins, and then maybe you could still do some of this other stuff that they did. I certainly understand your skepticism because even as we talk about how good we think Jaylen Noel is and how impressive he has been, they still don't play him as much as the other wide receivers. Like, he's still not on the field as much as the other wide receivers. And so there is a little bit of worry of that. I get real worried if when Kirk's back, if all of a sudden we're looking at a team that has Kirk and Berrios active, and now you're like, okay, now you just have too much going on.
I also I would anticipate that Jared Wayne's not active whenever Nico comes back, which will probably help. But I do wonder like what percentage of plays were run plays when Wayne was out there compared to Noel, because Noel, it seemed like he was a big part of the passing downs, and Wayne actually played more. He was out there a lot, as was Blake Fischer. But it almost felt like maybe there's like some predictability that could have happened. But that it almost felt like they used Jared Wayne as like and I know he had the 17-yard catch, he had the first 2 catches of his career, but almost felt like they were using him almost like a de facto third tight end, like out of the slots.
Wouldn't that be hilarious if, hey, they're not predictable when they have 6 linemen on the field, but they are predictable when Jared Wayne's out there.
No, like, yeah, the key to the San Francisco dub was the 3 tight end set with Dalton Schultz, Blake Fischer, and Jared Wayne. That was the key to what got them going.
I've written down for a homework assignment. I will try to determine if they ran more with Wayne on the field versus.
I don't know that it matters because I don't know he's going to be active.
Well, then who's taking his? They're not just going to have Nico out there as a decoy.
Well, I do think there's something to keep an eye on in that I feel like they're treating Noel like just a receiving guy. I could be wrong. This is just blind looking, but it does feel like they might not trust him to block,
which is strange because it feels like he's a stout guy,
strong guy. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much, which can always be a little bit dangerous. Just like Jaylen Noel, more Woody, right? You asked this question.
I mean, Noel has looked good in his opportunities. I think there's like little moments where it's like, oh, like Chubb and Woody are, kind of the same. And it's like, or maybe they have, there's good in their roles and they can equalize each. Woody's just so much better.
What do you mean they're kind of the same?
Like when they use Chubb in the situations they use him between the tackles, open things up for him, I think he can be as good as some of the outside stuff that Woody does. I just don't believe that's the case. Like, I still want Woody Marks to be the starter at running back and get much more than Nick Chubb.
Yeah, I don't mind the mix, but I don't know that Nick Chubb's going to be falling forward as easy as he was against the Broncos compared to San Francisco. Like, it was like there were a lot of times where I was kind of like, when I was writing in my notes, I was like, Chubb stuff. I was like, oh, he fell forward 4 yards. Good for him. So I don't know that that's a normal thing.
He had 17 for 56, which is a 3.3 average, and Woody Marks had 11 for 62, which is a 5.6 average. Like, yes. Who do you want on the football field? You want Woody Marks on the football field?
Well, I mean, that's obvious, but it probably was Chubb's best game, right?
I don't know, he's pretty good in Baltimore, jumping over guys.
Yeah, but I feel like he had more control of this game. I know he had a couple runs against Baltimore, including the touchdown, but I felt like he was like in more control. Like, they had the ball for 41 minutes. I think he was a large part of that success. First down, he was moving the chains. I would say this was his best performance.
I mean, they clearly have to have some sort of mix with them, just because neither one of the guys is capable of doing it all, and nor would you want either of them to just do it all. but I still want that mix to kind of favor Woody Marks more than Nick Chubb.
Yeah, I don't think you're alone on that. It would be amazing to see like a legit 1-2 punch with Woody Marks. Wags is asking what you just asked. Can we see Marks being our featured 3-down back? I don't think he's a 3-down back.
I think he's the most likely 3-down back of what they have available.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to throw the ball to Nick Chubb.
No. But I don't. I understand 2025 is the most important season right now. But if you just made Woody Marks your number one running back and didn't use Nick Chubb or only use Nick Chubb slightly, like you would run out of Woody Marks a lot faster than you would run, before you get to where you need to go in this season. It's like it's got to be a mix. I just want that mix to feature Marks more.
Yeah, I understand. Speaking of feature, my backyard features Texans turf. Best in the game. Shout out to Dan the man. I shopped around for you, so you don't have to. It's a stressful process, I'll tell you. It's discouraging. There's a lot of times you want stuff, and then it's like, God, this sucks. I mean, this guy's trying to rip me off. This guy's trying to rip me off. This guy's product sucks. This guy seems like a sketchy slime ball. I damn sure don't want to give him my credit or debit card. But Dan the man came through. I saw immediately that he was an authentic dude. I knew he did some of the biggest projects in town, and I knew he wasn't frowning upon a little project like my backyard. So he took care of me. There's no more insects. There's no more mud. I am looking forward to this weather to where I can fire up the fire pit out there. Go out there barefoot. Doesn't matter. It's raining right now. The grass is still dry because he customized the drainage. Do what I did. I shopped for you. Go to TexansTurf.com, whether you want a putting green playing surface or just that normal turf. Always green, always clean. Shout out to Dan the man, the best in the game. I promise you that. I shopped so you didn't have to.
Schedule your free estimate at TexansTurf.com.
Yes, sir. All right, so Cody is like, I don't know what's going on here, but Cody has just developed a big
stop. This is not
football crush on Dalton.
You're making something out of nothing.
He has developed a big football crush on contract year Dalton Schultz.
But here's this. It just came to me today, and you're going to agree with me when I say this. Like, you realize they're screwed if Dalton Schultz gets hurt, right? Like, they're screwed. They don't have any other tight ends. Cade Stover's not close to coming back yet. Even if he came back, he can't do what Dalton does. He blocks well. They could put him on the field for passing downs.
What?
He's been blocking well this year.
Okay, there you go.
I mean, I'm not talking about 2024 Dalton Schultz. This is a conversation about 2025 Dalton Schultz. But they're screwed if he gets hurt. They don't have any other tight end on the roster that's worth a damn. Would you agree?
So if you were ranking the most important Texan skill position guys, where would you put Dalton Schultz?
I'd put him behind Nico and the Iowa State receivers and Woody. You could survive if Xavier Hutchinson misses a game. You could probably survive a game without Jaden Higgins. I think they would be unable to operate the way they would like to operate without Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because they're very thin at the position. I agree. I don't think
you want Harrison Bryant out there?
I mean, not necessarily. I did like the effort on the one hand. He gave it a nice little effort there. I grade him on a curve. Good job. Little attaboy.
We got guys getting gold stars for effort on the depth chart behind Dalton Schultz. That's it. Harrison Bryant's the only other tight end. Like, unless they're going to put Luke Lachey out there.
I want to ask something. So do you think, what does it feel like for an offensive lineman that's a second round pick that was the number one recruit in the nation that has probably started every game of his life for 18 years, 19, 20, whatever, to now be an extra offensive lineman like Blake Fischer? Like, is that tight or does it feel kind of weird?
Is that tight? No, it sucks. What are you talking about? Is that tight? No, it's freaking awful.
Like, does he feel cool doing that? I think the only thing that makes it feel cool, the only saving grace for it, is that his name gets announced more than anyone's. Like, I like it's like at least if he let's say that Blake Fisher like had a chick or something like that. I don't know if he's married, whatever the hell it is, whatever. Like if he had a chick in the stands or something like that, even if it's like his family or wife, like they hear 57 is reporting eligible, they hear it 26 times, dude. They said Blake Fisher's number 26 times, dude. Like that's the only saving grace and thing that I think is kind of cool about it. He's basically getting introduced. Like everybody likes getting introduced. Like they introduced EJ Speed the other day, by the way. They put him in the starting line. By the way, EJ Speed and Henry To'oTo'o both played 50% of the snaps, and Azeez played 100%. How about that? That's interesting. Yeah, and maybe that had something to do with the McCaffrey, but yeah, you had EJ Speed and Henry To'oTo'o playing 50, north of 50, and you had Azeez playing 100%. But that's kind of cool that you get your number announced all those times.
Yeah,
right?
I
guess, Grace.
I guess what's cooler is actually playing.
He played 26 times and he got announced every time.
Playing a position on the offensive line, not getting inserted as a tackle eligible tight end.
You realize what we're on pace for this homestand? We're on pace to hear Blake Fisher get announced 80 times almost in this homestand. Think about that. 80 times we're on pace to hear Blake Fisher get announced.
They did that 30 times in the games before San Francisco. They did 26 times in the San Francisco game.
And the crazy thing about it?
They had 4 explosive plays with him on the field.
You know the craziest thing about it? I talked to him today about it. John Harris. He's been suggesting this all season going back to preseason. And I thought he was a crazy son of a gun for suggesting this. Like I just dismissed it. I was like, there's no way that they would just use the extra tackle. And I'll be damned. They not only do they do it 26 times. And John Harris he's literally been like obsessing saying this. John Harris looks like a damn genius.
Look, it's the best way to use Fisher right now because he's not better than Titus at right tackle and he's not better than Nursery at left tackle. And it gave them a little bit of extra. And it gave CJ Stroud time. And you can watch some of those plays where.
Hey, you think this is here to stay?
Oh, absolutely.
So you think this is going to be like for the rest of the season, this is here to stay?
I don't know that it's not their primary way that they operate is 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. That's their primary way they operate. But the number 2 way they operated against San Fran, it was almost, to me, it felt like it was a trial run to get ready for Denver because San Fran doesn't have the level of pass rushers that Denver has. So it almost felt like it was a trial run. Hey, what can we do out of this? Let's see if we can make this work ahead of Denver where we actually do need Fisher to go out there.
I have a bet for you because I made a promise yesterday on my night stream, and I will own up to this. If DeMeco Ryans ever wins a Super Bowl with Nick Caley as his OC, I said I'll get my first tattoo and it'll say "You guys good." If he ever wins a Super Bowl with Nick Caley as his OC, I'm getting a tattoo and it's going to say "You guys good." Promise you people. You know that I'll do this.
You guys good?
Yeah, I did not need that. I need a commitment from you. I need a commitment from you.
I'm not getting Blake Fisher. I'm not getting 57 as reporting eligible.
No. I'm not. Nothing permanent. But I need a commitment from you. You don't have to drink anything.
I'm not committing until I know what it is.
So if the Texans win the next 3 games with Blake Fisher continuing this pace, they win the next 3, which means they got to beat Denver, Jacksonville, and Tennessee, and Blake Fisher is a part of it. You have to get a customized 57 where the nameplate says eligible.
like a jersey?
Yes. It can be a jersey. I know you don't want to spend $200 on a Blake Fisher, but if they, because you can customize jerseys on Fanatics. If they win the next 3 games with Blake Fisher doing this, you have to get a jersey that says 57 eligible.
How many snaps is he? I mean, like, what if
He has to be in the 20. He has to be over the 20s. Over the 20s.
Deal.
All right. So if Blake Fischer is tackle eligible over the 20s the next 3 weeks and they win, you have to get a jersey 57 eligible.
57 eligible, and we'll do a raffle for somebody in the audience to win one, and I'll get one for me and one for somebody in the audience.
Deal. There we go. There we go.
57 eligible.
It's not a thing yet, but this could actually end up being one of the best bits for Texans fans. Like this could actually end up being like one of the bits. Like,
they should start yelling it in the stadium.
57 eligible. Yes. This is the bit. So eligible 57 if they win the next 3. If they win the next 3.
Yep. All right, I'm in.
And we'll raffle one off at the Spanky's gathering in November.
Yeah, we'll get somebody in the audience one.
Yes. There you go.
That's good. I like that.
Yes.
So to answer your very first question, I think for Blake Fischer, it's better than not playing, which is the same thing Juice said. Like, I'd rather be in the rotation than not play. It's better than not playing, but it's not as good as the starting tackle job.
I don't know, man. You get your name announced 26 times, and you don't have to be on an island and get your ass kicked. Like, because we saw Blake Fischer play. He gets his ass kicked at offensive line. Like, it's almost like ideal. What if Blake Fischer just ends up being like a freaking like staple of this team, like as the extra? What if like he's like the extra lineman like legend? Like he just becomes like because this is one of the best bits going right now is the Blake Fischer as the extra lineman. And I'll also say this: we're having fun with this, and we're obviously joking about it. It's a hell of a fucking adjustment by Nick Caley.
Yes.
Like it's as funny as it is, and as much as we're having fun with it, it's a hell of an adjustment by Nick Caley to do something. And
here's it worked against San Fran without Nico Collins. Like, they even had some three pass catcher sets where it was like only 3 guys went out to catch the pass, and they had the tight end and they had Blake Fischer in there blocking. So like only 3 eligible receivers go out to catch the ball. Like, if they show they could do it without Nico, like that could be even more useful when Nico is there and they only have 3 or 4 eligible pass catchers. And like they can maybe be able to do even more with it when they have Nico Collins and teams have to account for him. So again, it feels like it was a nice little test run. It worked. I'd keep it. I'd keep using it. And I got to imagine most teams don't, I mean, they'll prep for it now because they've seen it, but like, there's not a lot of like, oh, I know what to do against the 6-man offensive line.
No, I mean, you're basically committing to sending out less receivers. If they get open, then there you go. Eligible. There you go.
Will he catch a pass this season?
That's what I was going to ask. Are they going to take this too far?
What about up 20 in Nashville against Tennessee? Put him in motion and throw him the ball.
He's too important to be playing in a 20-point blowout. We're talking about one of the most important guys on the team. 57 eligible. You can't have him out there in a blowout. You got to rest him.
You ain't never hate.
Swarm.
Chance Harris says, are we still cool with the left guard rotation? Not really, but whatever.
Look, it's pretty silly when they're getting their ass kicked. It's hard to be super critical when it works. I still would prefer that one of those guys would get the job. And then I would also guess that one of those guys would be better if it was just one of those guys who got all the practice reps and all the opportunity, but they seem content with it. So there you go.
Charles Colston 2031 says late, but made it afternoon. Cody and Landry and friends.
Good to see you, Charles. Appreciate it.
Man, the myth, the legend, HDAV Traveler. He's one of the originators. Afternoon, Landry, Cody, and friends. So there was a Joe Mixon sighting. Yes, there was. He was on the escalator going down the club level. He had a backpack. It wasn't clear, which means that he went through the players' entrance, and that means that he's actually somewhat around the team. See, that's how you investigate. Brandon Scott saw him. Brandon Scott of Sports Radio 610 tweeted it out. Brandon Scott told me what the backpack looked like. I asked him what color it was. He told me the backpack was black, which led me to believe that he parked where the players park, which means that he is around the team because he didn't have to go by the clear bag policy. Should be a damn investigator.
That's real important stuff.
Look, any Joe Mixon information is good information.
Well, we have proof of life, which is one of the most important things.
Yes, I didn't know he was alive or not.
Yeah.
I was worried about him. Chance Harris says, give Blake Fischer TDECU debit card instead.
Yeah, I don't think you can. Well, I wonder. I mean, can you customize your TDECU debit card? Have a picture of Blake Fischer blocking on it?
AJ Birmingham says 57 eligible. Send it to the PR team.
I think we could get this onto one of their PR releases. I think we can.
Yeah, we got this. Yeah, we'll talk about it tomorrow. I'm gonna start pushing it.
Yep,
pushing the dynamic. Eligible 57 is like the best, and I know one of you people are already going to order it, which is great. Go ahead, represent. Let's get it going.
Yeah, and if you're doing it,
gotta last more than one game though. That's the whole thing. You don't want to buy now.
Yeah,
it's gotta last. It's gotta last more than one game. Been zooming on DeMeco during games.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. Dietology.
Saying like he's like watching DeMeco on the sidelines, I guess is what he's saying.
Saying if he's calling plays or what? Or just his energy or what?
Is he yelling at guys?
No.
Is he asking guys, you guys good?
Come on. Let that go.
Oh, let it go. Yeah, right. About to be a t-shirt.
Yeah, it's a nice thing. Then does he always say that at the end? I saw Kunkel tried to say that's how he ends his press conferences, and I was like, I've never really noticed that.
I've heard him say it once before, but it was like at the end after like everybody had asked like 2 questions.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a trademark or anything like that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it's like it doesn't seem like it's close to a trademark.
Yeah, I don't know. There are some folks who try to act like it was like some sort of like. I mean, he's just saying like, "Are you okay?" Like, let's move on. That was pretty much it. It wasn't like some sort of crazy thing, but it's a hell of a line.
And then after all of that, it's like, how's Kate Stover's foot?
Hey, bro, Alpha Aaron here.
See, Moondog, I'd buy some You Guys Good drip.
You guys get your no, thank you. No, thank you.
Let's see. Rich Boy, we riding You Guys Good all season.
I mean, if they start winning, that'll be great.
What if this was the rallying cry? This is where it all just takes off.
That would be great, man.
The
That
You
would be
Guys
great
Good
for all-
presser.
That'd be great for all of us.
The You Guys Good presser.
Where are you leaning right now on this game? The money, like we always say, follow the bread. It's crazy because the line is still at 1. I know you don't believe in Denver. I know this.
Correct. I don't believe in their offense.
Yes, and I get it because you are right. It's been 5 quarters against 2 of the most raggedy ass defenses that the NFL has to offer. But I don't know that I trust this team against good teams yet. That's my big issue.
That's a very valid way to think about it.
And the other thing is the last time that, and we don't have to go too far back for this, and this has been kind of one of my sales pitch and one of my main talking points this week. The last time that we tried to maybe take away some positives and feel good about the Texans team when they had a similar win like this, they crapped the bed. Now, to push back on that, I kind of feel like I'm on a seesaw. To push back on that, though, they did have too much time to think.
Mm-hmm.
So there was 2 weeks between. So maybe less time to think will be a good thing. But then I realized that they're going to have to think because Nico Collins is going to be back. And what we saw last week might not be a thing. So I don't trust Nick Caley yet. I'm not there.
I understand your feelings, certainly. I don't trust the offensive line, even with Super Fischer on the edge of it. I don't trust the offensive line yet. This is a really good Denver defense. I do feel like riding the wave of success from the Iowa State trio and Woody and getting Nico back would really, I'd have a hard time not thinking that the Texans would have enough. So I'm really kind of waiting for Wednesday, Thursday, finding out if Nico's going to get a shot at this thing.
So if I told you right now, okay, here's $100. I need you to book a bet on this game. What are you going to do?
Because I take the Texans money line and make slightly plus money, I guess.
You're not going to get slightly plus money on a favorite.
Are there 1-point favorites? They're 1-point dogs.
They're favorites.
The Texans are favorites? So it's flipped to 2 points?
Yes, they're minus 1.5 now. The Texans are favored.
So it opens Denver favorite by 1, and then Pat Surtain moves it 2 points?
Yes, the Texans are now favored against the Broncos.
Oh, I'd take them minus the 1.5. And then I'd probably lose because they probably win by 1.
There's nothing worse than that.
There is, and you never buy the half point when it's 1.5. You never go about that because 1, they charge you out the wazoo for it. 2, you just never like, oh, no team's going to win by 1. And then sure enough, you don't buy the half point, you get screwed.
Yeah, I mean, 1.5 now is where we're at. So
Surtain's worth 2 points?
it's half the field, brother.
Pat Surtain's good. I don't know if Pat Surtain's worth 2 points.
Look at his stats.
Yeah, he's good. I don't know if he's worth 2 points.
Like there are no like they don't even throw at him.
Quarterbacks are worth 4.
I don't know. Yeah, they're favored, dude.
Give me one of these Vegas nerds. I want to ask them what players are worth 2 or more points.
Dude, home field is so respected in the NFL. Like it's so respected in the NFL. But yeah, the Texans are favored.
There should be a lot of Broncos fans here too, by the way.
Like that's the other thing about the Texans. I think this is kind of why they get so criticized is that it's the standard. Like nobody thinks this team should suck. Like this, like maybe they're like nobody thinks this team should just be terrible. That's the frustrating thing.
I agree. Right. Yeah. And they're still a ways away from where we wanted them to go on offense.
Yes.
Like they're much better than those first 3 weeks, but they're still a ways away.
Warm.
Wag says, this is a crazy one. Wags, I love you. He says, why do Vandermeer and Harris avoid the hard questions during their interview with DeMeco? Love that y'all are bringing it all to the table. I mean, they work for the squad, man. They work for the squad.
You mean Vandy didn't ask him about outside noise?
It was right after, too.
I'm sure they were like, what happened?
I'm being quiet. I'm being quiet. Rich Boy Jay says, any chance DeMeco wears a You Guys Good shirt? I think DeMeco wants to avoid this as much as possible and move on. It does not bother me. I've been like way more mother effed by athletes, coaches than that. It's not really a big deal. The reality is that is probably just a normal day. That's like a Wednesday in Dallas or New York. It's nothing. Yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing. Like I'm not taking it personal. I don't think he should.
Yeah, and DeMeco also doesn't strike me as the type of personality that would like ride with something and try to turn something that annoyed him into a joke, like Rex Ryan would, but not DeMeco Ryans.
Yeah, I think he just does his thing and moves on and tries to outcoach Sean Payton. Tries to
now if he does
coach him.
If he does ever show up with a You Guys Good t-shirt, I'm going to laugh and it's going to be very funny.
I didn't even really read anything to that line. People like that line more than me. I like the what's your question better.
You want me to go pull that so we had that too?
Oh.
All right, we'll just stick with
guys
this.
Good.
What's your question was my what's your question?
He also if you may not see it here, but he hits you with an eyebrow raise at the end.
Yeah, it's good.
You guys good?
I don't think he was looking at me or anyone.
Well, just
I was right here. He was looking over.
Not
me.
the you, the general you.
Yeah,
He hits the crowd with the. You guys good?
It wasn't me. Someone was like yesterday. They were like, DeMeco was going to take it. Was telling you to take it outside. I was like, okay. Well, then I would. The only question is blue or red. If that's the case, what color Jello? What color Jello do I want at the hospital? Like, okay. Like, I'm not stupid. Like,
yeah. Wait, people thought that the head coach wanted to fight you over this.
Okay. Like, well, that would be bad for me. Like. I don't think it's that serious.
All right, so I'm putting on my to-do list my homework for tomorrow, and then look into 57 eligible shirts. And what's your question? What's your question?
Oh man, yeah, that would be that would be a fun thing tomorrow. We'll hear from CJ. I got to ask him about this Noel chemistry too.
Oh yeah.
See what goes on. The 5-5 is what we've been pointing to the whole jump. So
still 5-5, still alive.
Yep, that's a fact. Back to the chat, Jack.
Swarm.
Rich Boy says, if DeMeco swung on you, would you try to defend yourself or cash in on that lawsuit? I don't know that I would have a choice. Like, I can't fathom taking a DeMeco Ryans punch. Like, I don't know I don't even know, like, what that would do. Like, I don't know.
Do you think I possess the ability to defend myself?
No, this would be me. This would be me if DeMeco swung on me. This would be me 3 weeks later. You ready?
Yeah.
Here it is. Hold on.
Wheeling into the pressers.
Welcome to SNL live from our new River Oak studios. We'd have a new studio right there in the heart of River Oaks. Right, cows next door to us. Moondog says, last one, Landry. Sorry, but this is for Cody. Don't apologize to me. New third down chant. Replace swarm chant. Is there a swarm chant?
Yeah, they do. Texans swarm.
PA announcer. You guys.
Good.
I like the PA announcer. He's a good guy. I know his pops. His pops was listening to me on the radio one time, and luckily I wasn't being like a dumbass smartass. And he comes over and he's like, "Hey, Landry, I just want to tell you." I'm like, "Oh fuck! Like, what did I do this time?"
I heard you on the radio. Oh,
exactly. I heard you on the radio. Just so you know, my dad said he heard you on the radio the other day. I'm like, "Oh crap!" He's like, "I really appreciate you for saying good things about me." My dad said how much that meant to him, and I was like, "Oh yeah, no problem, man." But I was like, "Oh no."
Glad he went listen to the next segment.
Luckily, it wasn't the press box PA guy, or else it might not have been as good. Hayden, although he's gotten better, he's having a good year. He's having a better year.
Okay.
He's having a better year. He's improving. Last year was a really bad year for him. Last year, PA press box guy had a bad year last year. This year, he's bouncing back. He's doing a better job.
Yes. It's also funny though, like he'll nail a really hard name and then he'll mess up like a funny one, like an easy one. It'd be like he'll hit like one of these like longer names or one of these like unique pronunciations, and then he'll be like, and Smith with the tackle. Smith. It's like, oh, how do you mess that one up? You got Togi eye. Like
Rich Boy J says, if DeMeco swung on Landry, are you jumping in to help your boy? No, he's not. He's just sitting there.
No, I'm pulling out the phone so I can submit it as evidence.
That's even better. Oh God! All right, there you go. Who could beat DeMeco in a fight? A coach?
I think there's really only two possible answers.
Dan Campbell and Vrabel?
Correct. I mean, who else is? I mean, he's smacking around some of these guys. I mean, Andy Reid falls on him, maybe.
He's lost weight.
Still a big guy. Raheem Morris probably wouldn't. I mean, he's putting up a fight more than most guys.
How big is Brian Flores? I feel like Brian Flores is big, but I feel like he could be tall. No, he's not a head coach, though.
Yeah, he's DC.
Don't sue me, Brian.
Like I'm looking at him now, like outside of Dan Campbell and Vrabel, like there's just not.
I think Vrabel would win the tournament. I think he would win the MMA tournament.
Let's see, Campbell's 44.
And he's a yoked up, crazy SOB. Do they test coaches for steroids?
Excuse me, 49.
Do they test for steroids?
I would assume they don't.
I think Vrabel would probably win. I think Vrabel's crazy.
Vrabel's 50, Campbell's 49, and DeMeco just turned 40.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the three. There's no doubt. Someone says Cohen. I bet Cohen's pretty crazy. I bet he would be like the works his way into the tournament, like to the final 8, like, and goes down glorious. I could see that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's somebody that played dirty enough to like get deep in the tournament, you know?
Dan Campbell.
Well, yeah, Campbell, but he's also huge.
Yeah, and he has it all.
A lot of the offensive guys, they're just like tall, gangly, like skinny guys. Like Kevin O'Connell's like tall, but he's not beating up DeMeco Ryans or, you know, Dan Campbell or Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, Vrabel's pretty crazy, but
Aaron Glenn?
No.
Yeah, he's only 5'9".
I don't even think he would be able to beat up all the non-former players. Who knows? Anyway.
Jim Harbaugh might fight dirty.
No, those knees are going to break. I mean, you just have to. If these guys aren't above kicking, you kick him in below the kneecap once, it's over.
Yeah, but if you get close to him, he's gouging your eyes out.
He's not doing anything. Come on.
Jim Harbaugh filmed other teams' signals and cheated. Of course, he's cheating in a fight.
Go to Bill Belichick.
Yeah, well, Belichick's not in the conversation.
All right. Anyway, on that note, join us on Halloween. That's this Friday, 3:00. We'll be live at 4. We'll be talking ball. We might see if some guys want to come through. Who knows? Either way, we'll be there. And we appreciate y'all for coming through. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like. Be sure to ride along. Be sure to always remember when it comes to this Texan stuff, whether your reporting is eligible or not, we're all in it together.
Eat good, sleep good, be good. We'll talk Texans again soon. Thanks for watching, everybody.